see if it shows. All right. Send it on to Twitter real quick. NFL footballs. Bears. Vikings. All right. All right. Sent it to Twitter. Make sure it's uploaded. Okay. We're live. What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron.
It's Brian.
And this is the Courtside View Podcast. And we are back today and we are continuing our preview of NFL divisions. And we are sticking to the NFC, specifically the NFC North. Now, this is my second favorite division to cover this season because there's a lot of things coming out of the NFC North that I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
There are three teams on the NFC North side that have caught my eye. Obviously, my Packers, uh, the Chicago Bears, and the Detroit Lions. Minnesota, a little bit. You never know with JJ McCarthy, and then you have Justin Jefferson. So, without further ado, let's give our predictions. Well, let's preview and analyze, and then we're going to give our predictions, our rankings of the division. So, number one, we're going to start off with the Chicago Bears, the Hard Knocks team, and they have, man, they've done a lot this offseason. It's been a just resurgence, you could say, when it comes to Chicago Bears. I mean, this is the first time that I feel like this team has really, you could really say there's a lot of optimism going around. Um, so yeah, they're able to get a offensive lineman. Uh, let's see who they got. Who they got? Dante Pettis. They traded for Keenan Allen. They got what's DeAndre Swift. Who else they get? They got a offensive lineman from the Rams, Coleman Shelton. So yeah, that's really about it. Didn't wait, I could have sworn they got somebody else. Who did they get else? Yeah, those are really the only key names I really see right now. Okay. Um, let's look at the depth chart real quick. So the Bears depth chart, obviously they drafted Romo Dunze. They drafted Caleb Williams. We all know that. So looking at the depth chart, they have DJ Moore, they have Romo Dunze, Keenan Allen as the starting wide receivers. We all know that. Like who doesn't know that? Obviously Caleb Williams, he's gonna start. Like there's no question. DeAndre Swift is gonna be the starting running back. They're gonna have Khalil Herbert as the number two behind DeAndre Swift. You have Cole Kmet, who's gonna start, obviously. Darnell Wright, their right tackle, who's really good for them. He's entering year two. That's good. He's one of their better offensive linemen. Then you have Nate Davis. You have Ryan Bates. You have Tevin Jenkins, who's also really good on that offensive line. And then you have Braxton Jones. Here's the thing with the Bears is besides Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins, everybody else is pretty much a question mark when it comes to will they be able to protect Caleb Williams. So if we're gonna look at the Achilles heel of this offense, it's going to be the interior of that offensive line. It's going to be the center, the right guard, and the left tackle. Those are going to be big problems for the Chicago Bears this coming season. And when we look at the defense, it has steadily improved. You know, they traded for Montez Sweat. He has been a godsend for them. Andrew Billings, Gervin, Dexter Senior, Demarcus Walker, T.J. Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. I didn't know he was 6'5". This dude is tall as hell. 6'5", 250. My God. Tyreek Stevenson, Shaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard,
Oh, they
Jalen
got Kevin
Johnson.
Byard.
Yeah, they got Kevin Byard out of the blue.
Shoot, Jonathan
And
Owens might be better. I ain't gonna lie.
oh, really? Oh, Kevin Byard is a good dude.
He
Man,
on good dude alert.
see what happens when you go to the Eagles. Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. So those are the starters. Then you have obviously Jonathan Jonathan Owens, he's going to back up on free safety, and then we don't really need to go Elijah Hicks, Terrell Smith. We don't really have to go much into detail on the other ones, but that's pretty much it when it comes to the defense and offense. And yeah, let's look. Is there any draft picks we? Nope. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to Chicago Bears. So Brian, tell me, when it comes to Chicago Bears, obviously they've made a lot of moves. You draft Caleb Williams, who's the number one pick, and then you draft Romo Dunze, who in a lot of drafts will probably be the number one receiver in certain drafts. So how do you feel about the
Stay away
Chicago
from them
Bears?
drafts.
Oh, really? Wait, you don't like Romo Dunze?
I do, not over Marvin Harrison and Malik
No,
Neighbors.
I said most drafts, not this draft. Not
Okay,
this
I see what
past
you're saying.
draft. Not this past. Yeah. Not this
Gotcha,
past draft.
gotcha.
Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. is number one. But yeah, how do you feel about the Bears this coming season? And is there any pessimism about some of the things coming out of Chicago?
If I'm gonna speak as if I was a Bears fan,
Okay.
I would be. If I was a Bears fan, I would be pretty optimistic about this team. I mean, you look at the roster, you look at the receiving core. You have a dude at everywhere. You look on the outside, you got DJ Moore. You look in the slot, you got Keenan Allen. Look on the other end, you got Romo Odunze, who's supposed to be a promising young rookie. And you even look in the tight end spot, you got Cole Kmet. In the backfield, you still got they still got Khalil Herbert, correct?
Yep.
And then you got DeAndre Swift. Only thing you need to be worried about for real is if the line can block. And we already know there's two solid players on the line. And from what I've seen about these other guys, they aren't slouches. Now, they probably won't be elite, but if you can block well enough, hey, you can do a lot of stuff. And Caleb Williams, we already know how talented he is. We just got to see how he adapts to the game speed, how the offenses, like the playbook and everything, and all the nuanced young QB things, and I'll see how he develops through that. And the defense, once they got that trade for Montez Sweat, they were a top 10 unit. Like they put really good numbers out. They wasn't giving up a whole rack of points or anything like that. They was getting pressure. Jalen Johnson shutting down a side of the field. I think did he get snubbed from the top 100 list? I think he did.
I think he may have, yeah.
Yeah, so I expect this defense to remain solid. They still got Eberflus there, and from what I've seen on Hard Knocks, he's more of a players coach. And I'm glad that they're paying great deal of attention to Caleb Williams. And the excerpt or the little comments that Nick Saban talked about QB, we all know Saban he's a college guy. But still, I mean, he knows how to coach at the end. He knows how to coach and build those relationships up with players, because there's definitely been players that, especially QBs at Bama, that you could say have overplayed with how good they really are. Tua, I'm sorry, I had to.
Should have said Matt Jones. You should have said Matt Jones.
Matt Jones. I don't even know who that is.
Mac Jones from the Patriots.
Oh, Mac Jones. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like you said Matt. I'm like, who the heck is Matt Jones? Yeah, Mac Jones. Yeah, but so I actually like that. That was an interesting little conversation they had there. I like to see stuff like that on Hard Knocks. And I fell asleep in the middle of the episode, but that was for a different reason, not because it was boring. But yeah, I think the Bears can definitely win like 8 games.
I think they could win a little bit more. I think they can win 9.
They possibly. I got to see what their schedule is. Not that it kind of matters. Let me look at the schedule.
No, it definitely matters. I mean, it's a.
I mean, you know, paper. You really don't know until you get on that field.
Start playing. Yeah. My thing with the Bears is I'm always going to go back to the trenches when it comes to our team's going to win or not. And I think with the Bears, their trenches could be a little bit better. I think their D-line is decent, but I don't think it's like dominant. Like, I'm not too fearful of their D-line. Like, Montez Sweat, he does put fear in my heart, and I think their secondary is a lot better than what it used to be. Uh,
Absolutely.
so I like that aspect of it, but overall, I'm not. I like I like their middle linebacker, and I like Montez Sweat, and I like Jalen Johnson, and I like Brisker as well. But overall, when it comes to the trenches, it doesn't scream dominant to me. It doesn't scream like they're going to just impose their will on every team that they face. Because when you face the Detroit Lions, when you face the Green Bay Packers, you're hey, your trenches better be in order because their trenches is pretty good. Their trenches is pretty solid. With this team, you're right. Depending on the schedule, we have to look at the schedule. Let me search up their schedule.
It's most of the tough games is going to be interdivision games. Obviously, they got
Mm-hmm.
like the 49ers on there, the Panthers, and the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. I just had it pulled up. Oh, I got rid of it. Yeah, its schedule isn't like super tough or anything. It's just they just got to win the division games. That's going to be the
Mm.
toughest part.
Yeah, that is going to be the toughest part. Yeah, I mean, it's not like their schedule isn't too bad as long as Caleb Williams lives up to the bill. I think he will. Like I saw the first preseason game earlier, and boy, did he look comfortable. He was
Mhm.
throwing dots. I was like, that arm talent is absurd. It's
Yeah,
just
that's why I
it's
say it's
Looney
all about
Tune
whether
esque.
he could see it. You just got to see it, you know.
Did you see his first throw,
Hmm.
bruh? Like first throw, first completion, and he's throwing darts.
In a tight window too.
Tight window. And then there was another throw where he was rolling right and like he threw it to a receiver and it was like 30 yards down the field. I'm like, yo, this is not many dudes can do that. Just boom, laser, dart
Yep.
to the receiver. That's why he was the number one pick for a reason. And there's some people questioning him. I'm just like, y'all, man, y'all are crazy, bro. Like he got it, man. Like, oh, can he process? Can he play in structure? Like that's ridiculous. Like, stop it. We see it. If you watch the film, we see he could play in structure. So yeah, man, the Chicago Bears. I think this team can win 9 games. I think this team is going to be really, really good. They're going to be very competitive. I just think will the line hold up in on the passing side of things? I think they're relatively good run blocking team, but on the passing side of things, I need to know are they going to be able to hold up and give Caleb Williams enough time. Good thing about Caleb Williams, he's an improviser. He can scramble, he can extend plays. That's why you draft him number one because in case your offensive line isn't the greatest, can you overcome? I think he can do it. Even though he's a rookie, I think he could really do it. And he's going to be great. They're going to be really good. Just going off of the first preseason game, Shane Waldron coming from the Seahawks, it looks like the offense there's a lot of good things that I saw from the offense. Obviously, it's vanilla. Obviously, they're not gonna implement a real game plan, but just off of first glimpse, off of first look, it seems like it seems like good things ahead for the Chicago Bears. It doesn't seem like the same old Chicago Bears with Justin Fields and Mitchell Trubisky. So yeah, man. All right, let's go to the next team on the list. Let's go to the Minnesota Vikings. Uh, now they're another team with a different. Let's just say they're on another direction. You know, um, let's see what we got here. Minnesota Vikings depth chart. Uh,
I don't think they'll be that bad.
no, they're not going to be terrible. They're going to be competitive. They're too well coached to not be competitive. I just think that you know, compared to the Bear situation, I just think it's not as good, and it's going to take a lot more time. You know, you lose Kirk Cousins. Yeah, it's going to be a process. It's going to be a work in progress for them. So, let's go Minnesota Vikings free agency. right. All right. So they drafted JJ McCarthy in the first round. They Dallas Turner. Remember Dallas Turner. Now on the depth chart, they say that Dallas Turner, he's second on the depth chart for his position.
I think the Vikings do that thing where the rookies don't get listed as starters for whatever reason.
Gotcha. So just according to our lads, they have Dallas Turner at second on the depth chart, and they have Andrew Van Ginkel starting for linebacker. All right, so then I think the Vikings defense. I'm not too excited for the defense. I'm just looking at all these different names. I mean, Harrison Smith and Byron Murphy. Those are about the only names that I'm really excited for. Jonathan Bullard. Like, are you excited for Jonathan Bullard? I don't know how good he is. I can't remember how good he is. Harrison Phillips.
He's decent.
Yeah. Jonathan Greenard, linebacker. Yeah, I mean, Shaq Griffin. Like they don't. Yeah, their corners are not that good. I mean, they had this problem last year. The defense, I don't see the defense being particularly well. Offensively, there's a lot there. I mean, you have Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. If Jordan Addison can get his legal troubles in check, he'll be a nice player for them. You have a decent O line with Christian Darsaw, yeah. So you have that, and then you have Aaron Jones. I mean, he's up there in age, but he's still a quality player. Sam Darnold, he's like a bubble starter, but he can still make some plays. I just don't know how long he's going to play well for them because it seems like eventually JJ McCarthy will eventually start for them, depending on Sam Darnold's production. This just seems like a team that they're like a 6 or 7 win team. I don't really see playoffs as a big picture for them this season. TJ Hawkinson, he's still on the pup list. He's still coming back from a major injury. So I'm not too excited for the Vikings. There is some potential with JJ McCarthy, but overall this team doesn't scream they're going to make noise in the NFC North.
Hawkinson got hurt. Was that against? No, I'm thinking of a different player.
I have no clue.
I was going to say Kirby. I know it was a controversy, like the Kirby Joseph tackled somebody. I think was that against the Rams.
That may have been it. I don't know.
I can't even remember. Either anyway, the Vikings. I mean, I don't think they'll be bad simply because you got all the talent on offense and you drafted JJ McCarthy. They had at 11. They drafted him 11 or 12. I want to say 11.
I think it was 11.
Regardless,
it doesn't really matter. He's a first round. He's a first round.
Exactly. The top 15 pick. They should just throw him in the fire. I don't care about what seniority. Just throw him out there.
Did you not see that play? Did you not see that throw to Jack Jones against the Raiders in preseason? Are you sure you want to throw him in the fire?
I did see. They said he had a 40-something yard touchdown.
Okay, but I understand that. But first of all, when was I don't know when exactly he threw that. Was it the first?
He had a 45-yard TD, and then he threw another 30-yard TD. He finished his
against
day
who? Against the backups or against the third stringers?
Oh, I don't know. I just see the notification.
See, we need to understand this. Now, don't get me wrong, that's great, but was it against the starters? Was it against the backups? Was it against the third stringers? I need to know. And then what time during the game was he throwing those touchdowns?
It didn't seem to matter for Jaden Daniels. Everybody was glazing that throw he had to Diami Brown, I think that was.
Yeah, but that was at the beginning of the game, though.
The Jets was playing. They weren't playing starters.
They weren't playing starters? Okay, that makes sense.
No one could. I asked the group chat to name that cornerback, and I got $5 for him without Googling. They couldn't do it. His last name was like, I can't even remember. Like, who is that guy?
That's funny. All right. Well, yeah, the Vikings. Yeah, I'm not too hopeful of the Vikings in this division. If I, I'm a Packers fan. I don't fear the Vikings too much. I mean, they're always going to play tough against us, but I'm not too worried about the Vikings this year. All right, let's go to the next team on our list. Let's go to the Detroit Lions. Uh, they've been making a lot of noise too.
Yep.
Uh, I've been doing some research on the Lions, trying to see how Terry and Arnold's been doing, and he's been playing pretty well for them. Up training camp and the first preseason game, he did a really good job. Let's
I
see.
mean, both people had him CB1, so
Mm-hmm.
you would
Mm-hmm.
hope.
I'm mad as hell. The Packers were gonna draft him, but the Lions had to swoop him up at the last minute. I was so pissed. I was like, "You motherfuckers, you sorry, like they literally traded up just to select him before us because they knew we were gonna go get him." But it
Yeah,
is what it is, man. It is whatever, whatever.
it is
All
bizarre
right.
that corners feel that bad in this last draft that just happened.
And it's not like the corners are that bad. Like there's
That's a lot
actually
of good
pretty
corners. You
solid.
kidding me?
I know, like the Source are pretty solid, but a lot of these teams were leaning towards offense, and I mean the offense,
Lineman.
yeah, linemen, and I mean, hey, it's a lot of good linemen and wide receivers to draft. So I don't blame them, but damn, like them corners, whoo, some good corners. All right, let's see here. They actually drafted two corners. They drafted Terry Arnold in the first round, and they drafted another corner in the second round, who's supposed to be really good for them. Out of Missouri, I think it is.
Let me see. I might know the name. I'm looking at the depth chart. The quickie thing. The
Tracker.
quickie thing. Um, y- no, that's not. Is his name Chellen Garnes?
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no,
know.
no. He played. He's behind Carlton Davis on the depth chart. I think it's like Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Rakestraw Jr. Something like that.
Oh,
He,
oh, oh.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
He's
see. I'm seeing. Yeah, Rakish. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I heard about
yeah,
him. Yeah, I heard.
yeah. He's pretty. I was watching a video. I mean, he's pretty solid. He's
I
pretty
didn't do
solid.
too much scouting on him, so I wouldn't
I
know.
I know, me either. But I just going off of some clips I've seen from training camp and from the first preseason game against the Giants, and he looks pretty solid for them. I doubt he's going to get a whole lot of playing time, but seems like a solid pick for them. I don't blame him. You need more corners in the secondary, and that's what they did. They drafted two corners
Absolutely.
back to back, and Terry and Arnold. I saw a clip of him versus Malik Neighbors, and he got the better of Malik Neighbors. Now it was just one clip. Well, actually, it was two. One was preseason, and the other one was in training camp. So you have those two clips that I saw, and he got the better of both. He got the better of Malik Neighbors in both of the clips. I don't know how many times they've lined up, but just going off of the two clips, he won both battles. They didn't move him around, which is kind of weird, but I guess that's just how they do things. I really wanted to see that matchup more because I want to see Terry and Arnold get tested. It didn't seem like he really got tested
He'll
that
have
much.
plenty of tests against Justin Jefferson. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of tests in this division. Don't worry about it, especially against the Bears. They got
Mm-hmm.
three dudes, so I guess we'll have to wait until that go on. But he's gonna start. He's their right corner, so he's definitely gonna get a lot of playing time. And
Oh yeah,
but looking at this team, I like the team. Like I really
yeah.
like this team. The offensive line we already know is one of the best. They brought in Kevin Zeitler from Baltimore, who was a
Oh yeah.
Pro Bowler
Yep.
last year.
Yep.
That's
Definitely
a
was.
huge signing for them. Um, you still have Jameson Williams. I think he's going to take another leap this year.
Yep.
You have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. We already know one of the better tight ends in the NFL. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David
Jameer Gibbs,
Montgomery.
old boy.
Yeah, man. I mean they're solid, bro. Like they have the two receivers, and Donovan Peoples-Jones is third on the depth chart. Good God, how the mighty has fallen. They brought in DJ Reader. He's on the pup list still. They brought in Marcus Davenport. Uh, Aiden Hutchinson, he's a dog. We don't really need to say much. Jack Campbell, he's the middle linebacker. They brought in Carlton Davis. They still have Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Terry Arnold, as we already said, and Mick Robinson. So yeah, I mean Emmanuel Mosley, Brandon Joseph. You get the picture. So this is their offense. This is their defense. My thing with the Lions, I think DJ Reader is going to be good for them. He'll add an interior presence, but that D line, I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not like, damn, they are so dominant. Like Marcus Davenport is more of a depth piece. I wouldn't want him starting for me. So besides Aiden Hutchinson and maybe DJ Reader, I know Lions fans are gonna kill me for this, but besides Aiden Hutchinson and DJ Reader, I'm not looking at the D line and I'm like, damn, they are gonna be so dominant. This is such a phenomenal defensive line. Now the offensive line, that's where I'm like, okay, they're gonna be the best offensive line yet again for another season. And the secondary is pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, Carlton Davis, he's not bad.
Carlton Davis is pretty good.
Yeah, he's not terrible. He's a pretty solid corner. Brian Branch, we already know he had an amazing rookie year. I like Brian Branch.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Joseph, he all right. He used to be bad, but he's gotten a little bit better.
Right.
Terry and Arnold, I like the upside. Since he's starting as a rookie, I guess you could say that's a good sign. Well, let me take that back. I mean, they had Emmanuel Ford starting as a rookie, and we saw how that panned out. But I think Terry and Arnold's going to be way better than Emmanuel Ford.
Oh yeah, hands down. So, I think every corner drafted in the first round is going to be better than Emmanuel Ford.
The linebacking position,
Jack Campbell is nice.
He's good.
He's got to work on his coverage though.
Listen, it's going to boil down to the offense.
Presence.
It's going to boil down to the offense. I think this team, the defense is going to be top. It's going to be middle of the road. It's going to be top 15, top 19, 15-ish maybe. I think that's where they're going to be at, and the offense is going to be top 5, like easily. I like the Lions.
You can win with that, honestly.
Yeah, you can really win with this.
Pat Mahomes, but
yeah.
But I think the Lions offense is still going. I think the Lions offense honestly is going to be better than last year because now they fully know what they got here. You see that Jameson Williams probably going to take another leap, really get his
Jahmyr
just
Gibbs.
do on the outside. Jahmyr Gibbs, he was going crazy last year. And the limited touches he got throughout the season, he made the most of them. It was long run after long run. He was catching passes out the backfield. And the speed went crazy in the playoffs as well. And then you had David Montgomery, nice change of pace back. You want to be coming in on those short yardage downs, or if you want to be a little more physical, you want to use David Montgomery in that department. Jared Goff, I'm not too high on Jared Goff, but he did play like a top 10 QB last year. I can't hate on him for that. And he wasn't the reason the Lions lost in the playoffs, so that's a bonus. And yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown, we all know how good he is. He's a lot of people target him top 5 in fantasy. And Sam Laporta, they just got weapons all over the field. So if you ain't got a bunch of dudes on defense to guard them, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. And then, like you said, that offensive line is crazy. Zeitler, Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, Taylor Decker. I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair. They stealing all the good linemen. Them and the Eagles. This is some bull, but it is what it is. I think honestly they'll probably win 12 games
easily.
Yeah,
easily. They're definitely gonna win 12 games. I'm still trying to figure out how does Nate Sudfeld still have a job. Man, it must be a good locker room presence.
I'm
And
to
what was the point?
best job in America, backup QB.
What was the point of drafting Hendon Hooker if he wasn't going to be the backup?
Um, I think I don't know.
And
Maybe
he's
they just
old
trying to see
too.
what he does in these preseason games. Fresh off the ACL, he should be fully healed by now. He sat out a whole year, and now it's back into a whole season. So I'm actually look up what he did in that preseason game.
And he's old too. I mean, I would
Oh, it's
expect
not
him to be number 2 on the depth chart at least.
Hendon Hooker. He was okay. He was okay. Yeah,
Okay. Well,
regardless.
yeah, Lions are going to be good. They're a contender easily. They're easily a contender in the NFC and at the NFL. Uh, but yeah, there's another team that's going to be standing in their way though. Let's go to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh Lord.
Cheesehead. Let's go. Depth chart.
Oh.
All right. Let's see here.
The Green Bay Packers, led by the man Jordan Love.
Yes, sir.
They acquired Josh Jacobs over the offseason.
Yep.
Good back. I don't know why AJ Dillon is still on the team, but it is what it is.
I don't know either.
They still got Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, all of these young guys. Romeo Dobbs, I know Jaden Reed really took a leap late in the season last year. Jaden Reed was everywhere. They got I forgot y'all got drafted the dude from Maryland, Dontavian Wicks. I think he showed it. He showed flashes last year too.
I thought Wicks is from Virginia.
Virginia. He's from
Virginia.
Maryland, but he went to Virginia.
Yeah, he went to Virginia. Yep.
And I like the defense, man. Sean Gary, he's a really good pass rusher.
Kenny Clark still
Kenny
going
Clark,
strong. Devontae Wyatt,
Preston Smith is decent. Quay Walker is good if he doesn't put his hands on the officials. On the back end, you got Xavier McKinney. Y'all got him from the Giants, who's a really good safety. Jair Alexander, who people try to write off in the year, and he ain't right back towards the end of the year. Got my respect on that one. I was one of them people. I wanted to write off Jair Alexander. I really did. But he's a hilarious guy. He's a great player. Eric Stokes. I mean, y'all can't find anyone better than this. He's good.
No. He's actually. I've been shocked because I thought he was going to come back and he was going to look like a shell of himself. He's been playing pretty well so far in camp.
Training camp. Okay.
Yeah, in camp, and I don't know if he played. I think he may have played a few snaps during the preseason game. He looks like he's back in shape.
Oh, that's
like
great.
His rookie year self.
Cool. I'm not too sure about Isaiah McDuffie. What can you tell me about him?
He makes a lot of good play. He's a solid middle linebacker. I would say he's not one of those difference makers, but he's good enough. Like you can feel a little comfortable playing with him.
Okay.
I feel like he's more of a depth piece, but him starting, I'm not too mad about it because you already have other really good linebackers across from him. So as long as there are other good players surrounding him, I feel comfortable about it. And then remember, we drafted Adrian Cooper.
Yep, y'all did.
So he might overtake his spot depending on how well he plays. So I'm not too mad about it. We have options.
Y'all had Lucas Van Ness y'all drafted last year too.
Hey, he's gonna be.
He's gonna be Iowa, man. Iowa, they produce some defense. I tell you that much.
He's gonna be a dude. I've been hearing some really good things from him this past off season training camp. He made a ton of plays this preseason. Freaking, I think it was the first drive. He had a sack and I think maybe even a forced fumble. He's gonna be a dude for us.
Yeah, man. So I like y'all, bro. I have a really good team. Offense and defense. I can't. I don't know, man. Y'all gotta. Yeah, actually, yeah. The O line is pretty solid too. I recognize some of these names. Oh, y'all drafted Jordan Morgan. Interesting.
Yeah, we moved him to right guard. He's actually been doing pretty good in training camp at the guard position. Although the reason we drafted him because we feel like he'll be very versatile. We can put him
Mm-hmm.
at tackle. We can put him at guard. We don't want him to play left tackle yet. We feel like later in his years we'll eventually move him to left tackle, but for right now we want him to play guard, because guard is a lot easier tackle, man. That left tackle position, like, you got to be elite. If you're not
Yeah.
elite, well, what is it, Andrew Thomas, like, if you not, you got to come in and you got to be that guy. And I feel like with Jordan Morgan, we're not going to put too many expectations on him just yet. I mean, we have Rashid Walker. He's pretty good for us. He was a godsend for us. David Bakhtiari, he goes down and then he comes through and he pretty much solidifies himself as the starting left tackle. And then we bring in Dillard as well from Tennessee to shore up our depth on that left tackle position. And yeah, I just love Josh Myers is probably the biggest question mark. He's been relatively inconsistent. He hasn't had the greatest camp so far. So the
Mm.
center position is going to be a question mark for us. But everywhere else, I really like this offensive line. I love our trenches, honestly. I think our trenches is really, really good. Our front seven, to me, I really enjoy. I think the back end is only going to get better. I think our biggest weakness is our slot corner.
Mm.
Our slot corner, Keyshawn Nixon, nah, nah. At best, he's a mid. He's mid at best. He's not. He can be covered up occasionally because we have so much talent. But when we go up against the great teams, they're going to target him a lot. I already know he's the
Especially
weakest
now
link of that
because we're
secondary.
teams are starting to put their number ones in the slot more and more. So
So he's going to be the weakest link of that secondary. But overall, man, just what I saw, albeit it's preseason, albeit it was Jameis Winston, albeit they didn't have Amari Cooper, I love what I saw. I think this team, I think they're still maybe the youngest squad in the NFL, but man, they got a lot of talent. They
hmm
really do. They got a lot of depth on that DB position, the safety position. I'm very excited. I am so excited. And we have a Pro Bowl caliber corner in Jair Alexander, and I don't even think he's going to be the best defensive player from this team this year. I think Bullard from Georgia. I think Rashawn Gary, those two dudes will be the best two defensive players on our team this year. I saw Bullard this preseason and training camp. He was everywhere. He was a menace, a maniac. That was, and he was like top two best safety in the draft, and we were able to get him in the second round. Amazing draft pick, and I believe
Oh,
he's going to
Javon
be.
Bullard. Yeah.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
He was everywhere in training camp and he was everywhere in the preseason. He's going to be amazing for our new defense. We switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3. Oh my
I
God.
heard, but I seen that sound bite of um I can't remember what defensive player that was, but he said something about this
Xavier
like
McKinney.
yeah, it was
Was it
Xavier.
Xavier McKinney?
Well, was it?
I think it
Some
was.
players said they loved playing for the defense or something like that.
I think it was because he said
Okay.
something. He said about like having more free reigns to to really take chances per se, like with Joe Barry's defense. It's zone heavy, and like, okay, you're gonna do this, and that's that. Like, you're not gonna have free reign to do what you want. Like, if you feel like, oh, they're gonna do this, you're not gonna be you're not allowed to take chances per se.
Mm.
So, and that was one of the big criticisms. I remember Jair talked about it last year. Just the fact that he doesn't feel like he has free reigns to take chances, to really be aggressive. It's very conservative defense. This defense right here, we're actually going to get after. We're actually going to take more chances, and I love it because we have a lot of speed on this defense. Like Packer defenses normally didn't really have a whole lot of speed.
Nope.
Besides, I would say up until 2015 ish, that's when the defense got really, really bad. There was one year, I think 2012, it was either 2011, 2012, where the defense was god awful. But besides that year, the defense has been relatively good. There was some solid speed, but after 2015, the defense just been so slow and just been awful. Like can't stop the run. But this defense right here, man, I'm excited. Xavier McKinney, oh my god, man, I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke from every team. I'm excited. We got Josh
Y'all
Jacobs
gonna get
as our
it.
running back. Oh my God, Josh Jacobs, he's gonna have an amazing year for us in this system with the West Coast system. He's gonna have an amazing season for us, bro. He's gonna be
Sleep
so good.
fantasy sleeper pick.
Hell yeah, he's gonna be a fantasy sleeper pick. And Jordan Love, I think he's gonna get better. I believe in Jordan Love. Last year, he was number 2 in total touchdowns. This year, he's going to be sensational again. I think he's only going to get better. This receiving core, I like it. I don't love it. I think Christian Watson, I'm still a bit skeptical because he's made of glass. So can I trust that he'll stay healthy? But if Christian Watson is healthy, he's gonna make things so much easier for us. He's gonna open up a lot for us because his speed, his catch radius is astonishing. He needs to work a lot of he needs to be better when it comes to 50-50 balls because occasionally like he'll let a guy just push him around, and if it's like 50-50 ball situation, like with your
It's funny
size,
because
you're
he's
like
like
six three,
six
six
three.
four.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's tall, 6'3", 6'4", can run a 4.3. Like, there's no excuse on that. I know in college football 25, if a dude is 6'3" and is very, very fast, he's unguardable. But with him, it's a different
man, Nick
story.
Carver.
Yeah, yeah. So Jaden Reed, he's coming back. He's still coming back from injury, but he'll be there eventually. Romeo Dobbs, he's a solid corner, a solid wide receiver for us. And Dontavian Wicks, he has been the best receiver for us in training camp and the first
Really?
preseason game. Yeah, yeah. Dontavian Wicks,
Mm,
I'll say this: don't be surprised if he has a breakout season.
mm. Interesting.
He is, yeah, he's really good. He's fantastic route runner extraordinaire,
Isn't he like
fantastic catch
tall too?
radius. I wouldn't say. I think he's about 6 feet. I have to look at his height.
6'1".
6'1", which is a really good. That's really good size for a wide receiver. So he's yeah. I like Dontavian Wicks a lot. I will say for fantasy purposes, drafting these wide receivers is a bit of a risk. It reminds me a little bit of the Chiefs in that you don't know exactly who is the number one receiver. I believe it's Jaden Reed just going off of last year. And he hasn't played much because of an injury that he sort of been dealing with. I think at the start, either the start of training camp or it was OTAs. So I still don't know who's the number one receiver. So for anybody that's thinking about drafting a Packers receiver, just know it's at your own risk because we don't necessarily know who's really the number one receiver. But this team, I love. I just love this team overall. Um, let's get to
Quick
ranking.
correction on
Yeah, what's up?
Dontavian Wicks. He is from Louisiana, not Maryland.
Louisiana. Mm, the
He went.
boys,
He
the boys
did
can
play in
hoop.
Virginia though. So, yeah.
Them boys can hoop though, man. Them boys in
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Louisiana, Florida,
They,
Georgia,
they they be having some
Maryland.
receivers. They be having receivers in Louisiana. Them dudes can play. So
Mm,
let's rank the NFC North teams.
it's easy. I'll go first.
Go
One,
ahead, man.
I'm gonna go Lions because they are already an established team. I mean, they were just in the conference championship for crying out loud. Um, I'm gonna go Lions there. One, Packers two, because Jordan Love is really good QB. The defense is good. Offense probably going to get better. Running game, they got a better running back, in my opinion, than Josh Jacobs. And free agency, I like the free agent signings y'all had. Xavier McKinney. Um, I can't remember who else, but yes, I like the Xavier McKinney acquisition.
Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, Josh Jacobs. Duh. Y'all drafted pretty well too. So if those guys can come in and contribute, hey man, y'all really cooking right there. And at 3, I'm gonna go Bears over the Vikings because the Bears just top to bottom. They have more. They have the better QB in my opinion, better receiver core, better defense, better secondary. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears. And last, I'm gonna put the Vikings down. They aren't going to be terrible, but they aren't going to be like they're not going to be that great either. In my opinion, they're coached well. Kevin O'Connell is a good coach. If he can get JJ McCarthy adjusted to the game, the NFL level speed and all that, I think they'll in the future they'll be better. But as of right now, I probably got them about 6, 7-ish wins, and
Mm-hmm.
I got the Bears around 8, 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Packers, I really got to see your schedule, but 11 wins doesn't seem too far fetched, honestly. And I got the lines jotted down 12, 13 wins easily, barring any outrageous injuries or whatever. So that's how I got it.
Okay. I like it. I mean, I feel you. You want to go with the Lions at number one. Let me say this. My rankings. I went back and forth with this. I was thinking like, man, like these two teams right here. Like, I feel like you can flip a coin. It's that close to me. But overall, hold on. Wait.
Well, while Aaron's gone, we're going to list off some of the notable games that the Lions and Packers have. Um, Lions, their schedule, honestly, at the beginning is not very. Oh, here you go.
I'm gonna
Look
go with
at
my
this dude.
Packers. Number one. You know what I'm saying? I went back and forth with this. I'm like, man, this team young. We don't necessarily know. There's still some question marks. But after looking through the Detroit Lions and looking through the Green Bay Packers roster, I have to say I am 100% confident that the Packers will finish number one in the division. I like the Packers trenches more. I like the QB more. I think the receivers are very talented. I like the secondary for Green Bay. They have a new defensive coordinator. I like some things I'm hearing about the defense and the scheme. They brought in Josh Jacobs. I think is an upgrade to Aaron Jones, and he's younger. I just like a lot about this team. The tight ends are good. The offensive line is good. I like Jordan Love more than Jared Goff. I like this team more. I really think they're going to compete. I think they're going to be better than the Detroit Lions by one game. And yeah, I'm going with the Packers over the Detroit Lions. I
Okay.
just think
Um,
overall they have a better team.
I understand that. Truly, I do. I looked at the schedules and for the Lions to have a first place schedule, it ain't that tough. I mean, you
Mm,
got the Rams. I mean, the Rams, they're decent, depending on Matt Stafford's injury. I mean, he's healthy, obviously, but they got them week 1, so I think they'll be better out the gate. The Buccaneers, new system, new offensive coordinator. Who knows how long it'll take for them to get adjusted. Cardinals, I mean, Kyler Murray, he's good and all that, but they're super young.
mm-hmm.
That Marvin Harrison Jr. versus Terry and Arnold matchup is going to be must see TV. But
Mm.
got the Seahawks. They okay. The Cowboys. Who knows what the Cowboys will be in this season? Obviously, the Vikings, Titans. Come on now. Who is even their starting QB? I guess it's Will Levis. Um, Texans. That's going to be a good game. C.J. Stroud and company. Jaguars and Colts and Bills, who knows what they'll be. Keon Coleman looked like he can't get separation in preseason, so 49ers, and then the Vikings. I mean, I don't know. Y'all schedule isn't like super difficult either. Y'all have the freaking Titans, Colts. I do got the Eagles week 1, Rams, Cardinals, Texans, Jags, 49ers as well. Y'all have the Dolphins though.
I don't need
I
to look
don't
at the
know.
schedule. I don't
I
care
don't
about
know.
the schedule. I
I
don't
still
care.
think I like Detroit's roster better.
Okay, fair enough. I went back and forth with it, but I just think the Green Bay is a little bit better. I don't need to look at the schedule. I don't, because you said it before. During the season, things change, and for me, I just
True.
think this team is too good. The trenches, I like their trenches. I like the I like the secondary. I like the receivers. I like the quarterback. I like the tight ends. I like the running back. It's just so much stuff I like about this team that I like more than the Detroit Lions. That's just how I feel. And Matt LaFleur, he's a really good coach. And then they finally got rid of the Joker himself, and that is Joe Barry. He was he lost his games. He screwed us over so many times. And the fact that he's finally gone and we replaced him with, in my mind, a quality defensive coordinator, I think we're going to be even better. I think this just raises the ceiling for us. I believe we're going to finish better than the Detroit Lions. And then number 2, I have the Detroit Lions because again, I think they're a really good team. It's just the Packers' year. Number 3, I have the Chicago Bears because I think they are better than the Vikings, but Caleb Williams is still a rookie. There's some things about their O line and D line that I'm still a bit skeptical about. And the Vikings at 4. The defense is not that good. JJ McCarthy, Sam Darnold, do I really trust them at quarterback? You have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, his whole legal troubles. I don't know how that's going to play out. There's just a lot of question marks with the Vikings. While with the Bears, I think it's youth. I still think they're going to have a good season for what it's worth. But I just look at Detroit and I look at Green Bay. I think they're title contenders. I think those two teams, they're on a different level. And that's how I look at the division. Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings.
You got to
Yeah,
go with your squad, I guess.
I got to go with my squad. I'll be fake not to.
I'm
If it's
very fake then because I did not pick them Cowboys to win no division. You kidding me?
Well, see, there's a lot of drama coming out with the Cowboys, so I can understand why you wouldn't pick the Cowboys, even though there is drama with the Eagles, but not as much as the Cowboys. With my Packers on the other end, I feel like it's so close. I would be fake to not go with my team, to not have confidence. I see Jordan Love. I see what he did last year. You telling me he can't get better than what he did last year? Second year under the helm. Like, come on now. New defensive coordinator with an upgraded defense. You telling me we're not gonna get better than that? We beat Detroit on Thanksgiving Day in front of everybody. You telling me we're not gonna do it again? I'd be fake not to pick him.
Give a division prediction for the record division record.
The record,
I currently got y'all. It
you gave us
is
11.
six games in the division.
Okay, okay.
So I think y'all win. I think y'all be 4-2.
Four and
I think
two.
you'll split with Chicago and Detroit. Y'all sweep Minnesota, I think.
Here's what I think's gonna happen. We'll split with Detroit. We'll sweep Chicago, and I think we split with the Minnesota.
Mm. Interest. Why split with Minnesota but sweep Chicago?
Because for whatever reason, Minnesota always has our number.
Okay.
Minnesota just, for whatever reason, they have a good game plan against us. I think we split against Minnesota and we sweep Chicago because we own Chicago. Like, it
That
doesn't
is
matter
true.
what year it is. They can have a good defense. It does not matter. If the Green Bay Packers are good, we sweep them. Doesn't matter. I get it. It's Caleb Williams, but Matt Eberflus is the head coach. So I have the Green Bay Packers sweeping Chicago. I know there's a lot of Bear fans on here gonna get on my case like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're just a homer. Oh, you're so biased. You're damn right. I'm biased. And I've seen it for many, many years. It doesn't matter if it's Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't matter if it's Jordan Love. We're gonna sweep you guys again, and you're gonna go home crying, and you're gonna be like, they can't keep getting away with it. It doesn't matter who you have at quarterback. You're the Chicago Bears, and we're the Green Bay Packers.
Mm.
And that is the NFC North division, ladies and gentlemen. Any final words
Indeed.
on the predictions for the NFC North?
Nope. It's gonna be very interesting. Probably, honestly I think they'll be my favorite division to watch this year.
Over the AFC North?
AFC, Steelers, Ravens. Yeah.
Bengals and Browns over
I
that
mean,
division.
one team has Russ starting at QB. We all know the Ravens is good.
Mm-hmm.
The
Bengals.
Bengals. I'm over the whole Bengals hype train that the media be
Really,
pushing. I'm over it.
really. Oh wow.
I think they'll be a good team, obviously, but as far as like they're must see, they're not must see TV in my opinion. Is something wrong with your mic?
Testing. We good?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you now.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, man, that'll do it on this episode of the Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials, and we'll see you all on the next episode of the Courtside View Podcast. Thank you all for watching, and peace.
Salute.
All right.